This video will be more about motorcycle jackets than climate change. However, I wonder how much it was about the frequently changing weather that influenced my decision to buy those jackets, and how much it was simply because of my constant desire to improve everything, as well as the temptation to take advantage of promotions. I don't know what part of the world you live in, and if you have a similar opinion to mine that the climate is changing. The biggest difference for me that I noticed is the fact of a shortened spring and autumn. I have the impression that the winter period in Poland, where I live now, is shifting more and more often, sometimes overlapping with the beginning of spring, followed by rapidly high summer temperatures starting as early as May. I have a similar feeling about the changes at the beginning of autumn, when usually autumn brought a fairly large drop in temperatures, while now there are still relatively high summer temperatures at the turn of September and October. However, it is not the shifting of the seasons that has so strongly influenced my problems with choosing the right motorcycle clothing. Far more influential, in my opinion, is the large temperature difference over a short period of time, or even within a single day. There are places on Earth where basically one day you can't be sure if it will be a sunny day or maybe it will be rain. For more than 5 years I lived in Australia, where I remember actually Melbourne was such a place where a person always had to be prepared for an unexpected change in weather. But with the current climate change, I get the impression that unfortunately we experience more extreme weather changes, and the weather can surprise us a lot. If we are going for a short motorcycle ride, it is unlikely to be a big problem, but if we are going on a longer trip, it affects us much more. In the case of a longer trip, once we are moving between different areas where the weather situation may be different, in addition we are riding for a longer period of time, and this means that the temperature at the start of our trip may differ greatly from the weather we will be facing after many hours of travel. And given the limited luggage space on a motorcycle, we can't take many jackets with us and change them frequently during the trip. As an example, here is a list of my motorcycle rides where, for example, my trip in September this year from Germany to Poland, a distance of about 850 kilometers covered in one day. And please note that starting this trip at 7 a.m., the temperature was only 15 degrees Celsius, and a few hours later it rose to 33 degrees Celsius. And which jacket in this particular situation should I choose so that I wouldn't be too cold in the morning and too hot a few hours later? I will share with you my decision to purchase as many as 9 motorcycle jackets. I think that now, after taking into account my early choices, I would have made a completely different decision. And I hope that this review will help perhaps some of you to avoid going through this, and above all, perhaps it will help you to avoid the expense, which was rather not small. This is my first jacket from Bikers Gear Australia at a very affordable price of about €100. A waterproof jacket made of Cordura material that I used for a long period of time. I was satisfied with this jacket, however the back and elbow protectors did not give me a sense of security, so I began to consider changing it or possibly buying better class protectors. After longer consideration, I decided to buy Tech Air 5 from Alpine Stars. Tech Air 5 is an autonomous motorcycling airbag system. It is a self-contained wearable airbag vest that can be worn under any jacket. you have to make sure just to have 4 centimeters of space around the circumference of the rider's chest. It covers the rider's shoulders, chest, ribs and full back. Unfortunately, during an unexpected situation on the driveway to my property, at a sudden tilt of the motorcycle, the vest inflated and I was forced to service it. Its inflation unfortunately requires sending the vest to a dealer who sends it on to Alpine Stars, which takes quite a long time, not to mention that it is quite expensive. Then I started to think how I would cope if I were on a longer trip and, for example, at the beginning of my trip a similar situation occurs and the vest backfires. What then? I'm in the middle of a trip and I have no protection because the vest has to be serviced, but I have to keep going, right? This gave me a lot to think about it, and I finally chose the option of buying the A10 V2 full chest protector from Alpine Stars. The A10 protector features level 2 CE and UKCA certified chest, back and shoulder protectors. This protector offers upper body protection against impacts. And so for a long time I rode protected by an A10 protector and a Cordura jacket. But the time of unfortunate decisions was about to begin, mostly related to interesting sales I was tempted by. The first of such sales concerned the Held Tivola ST jacket. It is a waterproof Cordura jacket with the Gore-Tex membrane. It has the level 2 shoulder and elbow protectors. I really like this jacket and often ride in it. However, it is not a good solution for hot days because the Gore-Tex membrane in hot weather causes the material not to breathe, and during a longer ride in high temperatures you start to feel like in a sauna. Another purchase in the series of cool promotions was the Dainese Stelvio DR D-Dry XT touring jacket, equipped with Dainese's integrated D-Air protection system. Thanks to the Cordura waterproof D-Dry XT elastic membrane and direct air inlets, it guarantees comfort in low and rainy temperatures. It incorporates level 2 Pro Armor protections on shoulders and elbows. I began to come to the conclusion that I should always have 2 jackets with me on my travels, especially on longer trips in the summer. So I started looking for a typical mesh jacket for summer heat, and my first choice was the Oxford Delta 1.0 Air jacket. A full mesh jacket. This jacket is for use in the town. Mostly it's a CE AA rated jacket with CE level 1 shoulder and elbow protectors. And since in this jacket the shoulder and elbow protection is level 1 and there is no back protection, I assumed that I would use my A10 protector from Alpine Stars with this jacket. However, it didn't turn out to be an ideal solution because the idea of an airy mesh jacket loses sense if under it we have a protector that blocks airflow. So I started again to consider jackets for summer with built-in back protection, and on the occasion of the nearest promotions of summer jackets with a higher level of protection, of course I was tempted again, and I bought a new jacket, this time from Revit. The Revit Nucleus jacket has a higher level of protection, can be worn solo or also serve as a protective base layer under any jacket. It is made of 3D air mesh and stretch polyester. The protection level is CE2 for the shoulders and elbows, as well as the back with C-Flex and C-Soft protectors responsible for safety with C level 1, C-Soft acting as a split chest protector. And while both the Oxford Delta jacket and the Revit Nucleus work very well in the summer in the city, I was still lacking a solution for hot summer days but for longer trips. My main discomfort was that I did not feel safe with those jackets, thinking about long highway stretches where higher speeds are developed. As of today, it seems to me that I have already managed to find a better solution that allows me to feel safer and does not force me to take a heavy Cordura jacket plus an additional second mesh jacket. I purchased the Halvarsson's Arvika jacket. It is still a mesh jacket, but with level 2 protectors, the lightweight summer jacket with large ventilated mesh panels, CE certified AA class and so-called high art reinforcement on shoulders, level 2 CE certified protectors at shoulders and elbows. It can be also supplemented with back and chest protection, and it is also airbag ready. At the same time, in order to feel good in it also in colder temperatures, I additionally bought the Modeka jacket as a light mid-layer jacket. It can also be worn on its own in your free time or as an additional layer underneath your motorcycle jacket. In my opinion, this is the ideal solution, which I tested during my trip from Germany to Poland, when in the morning at a temperature of 15 degrees Celsius, in Halvarsson's Arvika jacket I felt a slight chill. I stopped to put my Modeka mid-layer on under the Arvika jacket. On the other hand, after a couple of hours, when the temperature rose quite a bit to 33 degrees Celsius, during the break I simply took off the Modeka jacket and continued my journey in the Arvika jacket only. In case of rain, I additionally had a Revit rain jacket at the ready, so I felt that I'm prepared for different conditions. It seems to me for today that it is the best solution, instead of heavy membrane jackets, to take with us a mid-layer plus a rain jacket, which do not take up much space in our luggage, which we should have easily accessible during our trip, so that during an unexpected change of weather we can quickly adjust our clothing to the prevailing conditions. A very important element of our comfort during the trip is also the thermal underwear. The high quality motorcycle base layers are perfect for any season and weather conditions. Whether it's summer, winter, it ensures maximum comfort, moisture management and protection on every ride. I'm curious actually about your opinion, how you solved the problem of clothing, especially during long trips, with the weather changing frequently and having a very limited luggage space at the same time.